The mics are open. Fucking hell.
Wow.
I feel like I've done a whole day's work.
Jeez. That was long.
You missed your workout today, so voila.
How do you know so much about my life, bro?
We didn't see you on social media flexing on us, bro. Every time you need to go out, it's like, yo, man, working out.
This guy's the one, eh?
Yeah. He's that guy.
No, I mean, it's good to work out.
Funnily enough, though, I've stopped putting my workouts on the main, everyone can see.
Oh, you be on that
Instagram.
Beyonce tip,
Now
eh?
I put it on the close friends.
Well, too bad everybody knows. So if
Close
you
friends is quite
haven't seen G, then you're not a close friend.
Let me tell you, close friends is so important. So Ivy, who's Beyonce's mother, once went on a thing.
Ivy's not Tina.
Tina, yes,
Yeah,
Tina. She was like, oh yeah. You know when COVID had just started, the whole pandemic, and she said, Beyonce's been cooking on Instagram for a while now. And guys were like, Beyonce?
Oh, she has?
Instagram.
Wow.
So I figured she must have like a
Close
private.
friends.
Yeah,
Like
a close friend.
She must.
She must. Imagine being on Beyonce's close friends. That would be different.
She's probably only got like 3 people on her close friends.
Kelly
and Jay.
Because
Jay isn't even on social media
Jay
like
must
that,
have
bro.
an Instagram handle.
A private
Jay
one?
Yeah.
Like
All
a
these
secret
people
one?
who be out here, all these sponsors and everybody who says, I don't have an Instagram, you must have an Instagram to
A trap account.
Bro, do you know what? I will never forget, and I can never forget this, right? Remember when we went, we had a meeting for the radio station, and one of the bosses was like, I see everything you guys do on Instagram. What? And like, you're always dancing on Instagram, you're always doing this. And I was like, I've searched for this guy on Instagram.
He's not even there.
Bram, I just blocked every derivative of his name.
Yeah, but for me, I'm a bit picky, but it depends on what kind of boss you are.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's bosses who you don't really want to
Right.
show everything, but there's bosses you'll be, all right, cool, bro. I've seen you in different kind of places, so we're okay.
So let me ask you this. Do you have your bosses on your close friends?
Oh, hell no. I don't even have a close friends. No, for real.
Oh, you don't?
I don't have a close friends because, as in, you're going to sit and evaluate and be like, okay, this person can see, that person can't see.
Sindio, that's the whole
hard.
idea.
Bro, there's really nothing. Like, there's no like nuclear codes that I'm, hiding on there. But now, let me tell you this. This week, I caught beef with my family. So, my mom calls me yesterday. So I missed her call out the shower. So I'm like, okay, cool, mom, I'm rushing. Tell me what's up. She's like, okay, I have exams next week. What? So she tells me all of that. Then tells me, I need to tell you something about your auntie. And I'm like, huh? So you know
Some
when
tea.
it's put in that,
Do you know what?
Some tea.
I was expecting, I need to tell you something about your dad. But go on.
so when she said, I need to tell you something about your auntie. So I'm like, okay, I'm in a hurry, yes, but the way she put it in, the tone was like something serious is happening. So she says, your auntie says you don't want to invite her, you've refused to invite her on your podcast. I'm like, what? What? Hold up. So,
Kwani,
backstory. My auntie is actually, she's like a pastor, bishop. She's ordained and everything.
Let me put my drink down.
Wow.
Yeah.
That would have been an interesting
Imagine
podcast,
that.
bro.
My mom is telling me you refused for her to come on the podcast.
Fam.
I'm like, this is the first time I'm hearing this.
If there's anybody we need on the podcast, it's your Christian auntie.
I swear down.
hell no.
So no, think about it, bro.
I just, when my mom was on phone with me, I was just like, target audience. I'm thinking, she's a preacher, she's all of that. And I was just like,
Fam, why are you acting like our listeners don't need prayers? They're out there fornicating, doing all sorts of shit.
hell no. Nah, I'm not going to put her through. So anyway, on my family group, I've shared our podcast enough times, right? Different kind of episodes which were not too
Selected ones.
Selected ones.
Yeah.
So I come to find out this lot don't even know what a podcast is in the first place.
See, that's-
so
People don't pay attention in family groups, bro.
That's
No
what I'm
one
saying.
really does. You send a link, I'm like, okay, cool, just a
I
link.
felt so betrayed. So now I'm having to tell my mom, because my auntie, I'll give her props. She does a Facebook Live thing and all of that. So I was like, how about you occasionally come to my house and we can start a podcast for you?
Well, Calvin,
Okay.
you're not the first person whose family doesn't support them. I'm just saying, like, do you know what I
There's a lot
mean?
of families
That came
out
from the
there.
heart, bro.
No. I'm just saying, like, if you think about it, right? Realistically, if you start a business,
Yeah.
the people who support you first of all usually are strangers.
True.
Facts.
Fam, let me tell you, shout out to Austin Darbo. He's vice president of Atlantic Records in the UK, right?
Mm-hmm.
He recently started a clothing line in the UK called Delicious Daddies. Because basically, he was saying that when he used to go and pick up his kids from school, the mums looked so well put together, and the dads just looked disheveled
all over the place.
Sure enough.
So he started, and it's basically less like jogging shorts and t-shirts and stuff. Fam, the guy went on Instagram, and the guy says, Instagram stories, listen, I can see everyone who's viewing my stories. If you're my friend and you have disposable income, you will support me. You got, bruh, fam. Can you believe I actually went in and bought like a top and shorts?
You had to.
Word.
I just felt like I was press ganged into doing it. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But then I said to him, you know what? If I'm gonna do a clothing line or release some shit like that, I'm gonna do the exact same thing. I'm gonna say to people, you are going to support me. You're gonna buy this shit
By force.
Yeah, because otherwise people don't support you, bruv.
Swear it down. I have a friend, a very close friend, whose dad once told me that it's really important to have good friends that you can rely on. Like, that's to say, it's cliche rather. But at the end of the day, you'll get to a place in your life where family can't do nothing for you. But the people that you're with, your friends, the ones you go out with every other day, guys you can actually rely on, they're the ones who are going to invest in your business. They're the ones who are going to give you proper advice. Not even your family. In fact, your family will be against what you're doing. They'll be like, nah, I don't feel like this is a thing for you.
And then when when you're rich enough to go and take everyone on a family vacation, it's the family that's going, not the strangers that support you.
Exactly.
Wow. But we're going for a weird time here in the 254, man. Like today, this morning after we finished the show, I literally said to myself, right, today, just get off of Twitter. Because there's so much negativity going on Twitter. Like, I kind of feel like in the 254, we're going to be in a continual election cycle for the next 2 years. And there's going to be so many fucking casualties, bruv.
It's a lot. You know, when you look at the headlines this morning, it was, who's not in power? What governor was on some show last night said this? It's just too much.
Too many side shows,
Jeez,
bro.
I just want the bars to open.
But bro, do you know what?
Priorities.
Do you know what really, really hit me? Fam. As in Mike Sonko was elected governor of Nairobi.
Yep.
Bro.
One of the most prosperous cities in East Africa.
Yes.
A continental powerhouse.
He sold Kenyans a dream, bro.
Oh, he didn't.
No, he actually did, bro.
Really?
Think about it.
Mike Sonko, when Mike Sonko was, when they were doing all those, what were they called? The ones where
Rallies,
you were running against what governor? They were trying to do that whole American kind of thing. When you'd have like a political symposium, debate, right?
Yeah.
Yo. He didn't say fuck all. All he did, he had files and he said Kidero did this, that. He just tarnished the other guy. There was no agenda that was sold.
The guy has been busy on the ground, bro.
On the ground,
bro.
On the ground, he's been busy.
Fam,
People used to go to his house, to his office to get handouts.
Wait,
Did you read that article?
He lives across the road from his office is across the road.
Yeah.
I can tell you people are always coming there. Fact.
Yeah,
exactly.
But the fact of the matter is, can you understand what I said?
Yeah.
Nairobi
is
one of the biggest cities in Africa.
I get you. But someone who's been given a handout when they really needed it. Are you telling me that they're going to vote for somebody else?
But you can't leave handout to handout. That's the thing. Wait, let's talk about when this NMS guy showed up.
Fam, if there's just one thing, think about dress sense. I'm not the sharpest dresser. But fam, is that your governor?
We took it there.
Then second of all, if there's anything they need to do, Mike Sonko, he's got houses. They don't need to give him house allowance. Can someone just give him dressing allowance? Because boss, did you see the other day he was wearing a Louis Vuitton? As in Vuitton. There's nothing like Vuitton.
All right, so leave him alone. And I say to you, and I put this out there, does Kenya get the leaders it deserves?
Yes.
And let me tell you why I'm going to throw it out there, fam. So I was randomly in the house today thinking, and I thought about Sonko. And I thought, because there's a picture that was online, he was dressed in some funny, I don't know what it was.
Funny item.
Yeah, it was really weird. And I was like, then I thought about it, and I thought to myself, like, man, this other guy who won in was it Kambu, who's been
Oh, the guy who was already
Was he
chucked.
kicked out?
Yeah, Waitito.
Yeah.
Ferdinand,
Right?
yeah.
Ferdinand Waitito,
And
yeah.
then I thought to myself, fam, do you know what the killer thing was? I said to myself, like, yo, you have a man like Boniface Mwangi, who you said last
Yeah.
week has decided not to
take
go
a
and
break.
take a break,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Now, true story. We had him on the show like 3 years, 4 years
Yep,
ago, right?
right before the
And
election.
off the mic,
Yeah.
he told us he's gonna run for an MP, right? Then I thought to myself, yo, and I'm like, yo, Boniface Mwangi, who documented 2007, like I
Yeah.
think I think that what he saw as a photographer in 2007 has really blown his mind, and that's why he's so vehemently against the system, right?
Yeah.
You had that guy running up against Jaguar. Man, them voted for Jaguar.
Exactly.
Yo,
Things on
let-
the ground, bro.
Don't ever forget that when Sonko was running at the last election for Nairobi, he was running against Peter Kenneth. Remember Peter Kenneth at some point when Mwai Kibaki was president, he was voted the #1 MP in terms of development and everything.
Yeah.
Man, in Gatanga constituency, he'd done everything.
Yeah, he did a
Then,
proper job.
You want to tell me hand to mouth, bro? NMS, the Nairobi Metropolitan Service, we just got affected, right? It's one of those things that's been done by the government, the executive, bruh. That article that you sent to me, that they found that mattresses had been stuffed into a pipeline because guys want to sell water, bro. And he checked in and was like, listen, I want to find out why there's no water in South B and South C for all these years. And he told the guys, come back to me and tell me why.
Man,
Because people are saying there's no water, there's never been water. Then you want to tell me someone who's been governor for how many years is just there's no water. Okay, let's move. That shit's weird, man.
Allow it,
It
fam.
shouldn't be like
Just
that.
Allow
close it.
it.
Just close the laptop.
Yeah.
I know who's calling me in the middle of the podcast. Right.
So anyway, yo, this week I almost broke some rules, man.
Almost.
Don't you always?
So I think Wednesday. No. Today's Thursday. So Tuesday. So I'm super hungry, right? I'm just like, hey, I've just come off of a meeting, so I'm like, I'm just craving nyama choma. I didn't want too much, so I was just like, let me rush to this place. I know they have nyama choma that's ready. So I get to the place. So you know, nyama choma without no beer is a different kind of situation. So I'm there. They had it ready. So I'm like, half, please, some ugali. I've eaten. I'm now nice and settled. So I'm having water. One of the waiters comes to me. He's like, boss, you know we've seen you here before, eh? And we know you know.
We know what you
to
like.
have a little some.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at him. I'm like, oh, you guys can do that. You know, now you have to say on the hash. I'm like, oh, you guys can do that. He's like, yeah, bro. So I'm like, oh, can I get a white cup? The guy's like, no white cup. So I'm like, so what do you guys have? The guy tells me, but we have gin. So I'm like, gin. So you're gonna bring it to me like on for everybody to see? The guy's like, no, I brought you water. So just
That's for real.
pour that water.
Yeah.
And I got you.
Wow.
I looked at the guy, I was like, okay. Then I was just like, fam, listen, I don't want to get busted. No.
Do you know what I find interesting enough? That it's just that, like, I don't know, like, what's the difference between you going to buy a bottle and taking it home and enjoying it in your house with your friends than having it in a restaurant?
I feel, for me, I can enjoy it at the house, yes. But it was just a nice, chill afternoon.
Do you know what? And I might sound weird. I never drink alcohol when I'm eating. You'll never see me order some food and order a beer or order a spirit. Hardly.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's different. But that said, have you seen how many hotels have been converted into bars now? Have you seen all the offers? You're getting a bottle of, say, whiskey or gin, and you're given a free hotel room. If you spend above... Yo!
Are you for real?
It's a deal out here, man.
Are you for real?
It's a deal. In Nairobi, last weekend, it was all over the internet. Left, right, and center. So the guys are telling you, if you spend 10 grand one afternoon, and you guys want to continue into the night, the room's for free.
Stay on mic, bro.
Yeah, the room's for free.
Wow. So you buy a bottle and you get a free room.
Yeah, so my thing was this. So say if the three of us were out drinking, we'd have to share a room.
But know what if we spend individually?
What if we buy free bottles?
Yeah. 3 rooms.
Why do you want to act?
No, I'm not trying to make it. I'm just looking at it.
Why are you trying to make it sound like we're poor, bro?
No, I'm not trying to make it like it's poor.
what
That
is-
was the one thing that everybody's been asking. So they've got a hotel room, right?
No, but
so
think
are you
about it.
supposed to sit on the bed and drink?
No, but think about it. The hotels, they're empty.
Yes.
So it doesn't cost them any money to give you a room or not, does it?
They're trying to get people to spend, and
Yeah.
obviously the markup on the bottle is quite something.
Mm.
But are you going to sit like on the bed and you pour a gin? I'm sitting on one side of the bed, me another side of the bed.
That's none of their business, bro. That's none of their business.
But also, it's super complicated. Imagine trying to invite a chick out for a drink,
And
and you told her.
it was at that point we realized that sharing a room because of alcohol was not gonna work.
Yeah. But also, it sounds so wrong. Imagine sending a chick, asking her, okay, cool, this weekend, let's have a drink. She's like, okay, but we can't really have a drink anywhere. And maybe she's uncomfortable coming to your house. Then you tell her, you know what? I can do better. Boom. Let's
Bro,
pull up to this hotel room.
That's no difference from the time you took that chick to 4 Points.
Huh? Calvin. Yo, anyway.
Moving on.
Moving on very swiftly. Let me save you, bro. Yeah, sip your drink. Let me save you. So,
What?
bro, I got you, man. I got you.
Let's move on.
Oh, I know. Oh, so what happened? Backstory is this. So maybe about 4 years ago or something.
Less than that.
Yeah. No, it was 3.
Thereabout.
About 2 years ago.
No, 3.
Really?
Yeah, 3.
Okay.
So G and I got
trust your memory
invited to
better.
the launch of a hotel, right? So they said post a picture, whichever gets the most likes wins. So shout out to Noni who's on
RIP.
It's related, I promise, yeah.
Yes, right? So she's there, she's like, oh shit, you guys are here. So if you guys post something, I'm probably not win.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So we were just like, let's take the piss with this. So boom, do it. You want something, I want something. Yeah. So boom, I get a hotel room. So I'm like, I'll spend it at some point. So it was a 2-night thing.
Anyway, as you said, Andy.
I wanted to save you, bro, but
yeah, by the way,
you got us
No,
a
it's
bated
because-
breath, bro.
It's because you know how he sneaked it in there. It's just like,
Yeah.
Yeah, so how would you guys feel about a Christian TikTok?
A Christian TikTok.
A Christian TikTok.
What you guys do? Wave Bibles.
That's the thing. You know about Kanye West, and his sentiments on the same. He was on TikTok with his daughter. Like the daughter's just going through TikTok, and it hit him like it would. As a Christian father, that's what he says. As a Christian dad, he doesn't think it's the best place for your family to be on because the content there, it's
Fuck Kanye.
yeah.
Fuck Kanye. Let me tell you.
well.
Not everything.
I'm gonna have to learn. Like, listen, fuck Kanye. Let me tell you why. Right? I saw an interview with somebody. DL Hughley is a comedian, and he made a
Yeah.
very good point. Why does Kanye West always go mad when he's releasing music? Fam,
He's about to work on an album. Give us a whole Christian album again. Yeah.
fuck Kanye. And let me tell you something else. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like it's like I look at America. Yeah, and I look at the situation of black people in America. I look at Joe Biden and he's just got his black running mate, Kamala Harris, who's half Jamaican, bomba cloud. And she said it in her speech this morning. She
Hold
was
on,
like,
you guys need a visa?
to go to America.
Jamaica to the US.
Yeah.
Oh, so now it's just gonna be.
Nah, it's still gonna need a visa. We're bad people. So Kamala, so in this climate of America, well, I can tell you, my brother is leaving America. He said he doesn't want to raise his kids there. Fam, black people are in a bad way. Remember Donald Trump said, Obama and Biden have done nothing for you guys. What have you got to lose? I think you've seen everything you have to lose.
Everything.
Since he's been there.
Yeah.
So in this moment for black people around the world, we can't afford, black Americans can't afford for their vote to be split.
Yeah.
There's an 18-year-old out there or a 20-year-old out there who's going to say, fuck, man,
I don't know none of this.
do I vote for Biden or do I vote for the guy who dropped college dropout?
And his party is called Birthday
And
Party.
it's going to be
Yeezy
like, when it
sneakers.
all falls down, do I vote for the man with the Yeezy or do I
Yeah.
vote for the man who looks like he's about to see Jesus?
Jeez. I mean, if Kanye does not need to sell so much. I mean, if he goes for what do you call it, one of these rallies and says free Yeezys for everybody who's
Fam.
Nah,
voting.
but he can't.
But this is what I'm saying to you, man. Like
God damn.
every vote that Kanye potentially could take away from Joe Biden, or every vote that becomes people who don't vote, they become nonchalant towards voting because of Kanye. Fam, like, bruh, yes, like this morning when we were doing the show, Donald Trump signed an executive order for something yesterday. And he signed it and he had the press there and he was holding it up, like showing guys his signature. And if you see this guy's face, that Donald, he's crazy.
Yo,
that nigga's actually
he
crazy.
really
He's
is.
a madman,
Remember
bro.
what Hillary said this morning when she was delivering her speech? She said, I wish we had a president who knew how to be president. Because my guy's just floating through. That statement right there. I wish we had a president who knew how to be. As in, it's taken, there's never been a first lady who's delivered a speech, a first lady who's been there before, who's ever delivered a speech like Michelle did.
Oh my God, she
Fam,
tore into
she
him, boy.
tore.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
And
she
Trump
went into
just
him,
been
bro.
Trump, just
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
And I think she also kind of went after Kanye because she told citizens that it's not time for sideshow, something along those lines. Someone throwing their hat in the ring and they really don't have a chance of being president. So they're taking their attention away from things that actually matter, that the citizens should be thinking about, not these sideshows rather.
Right.
So I think he's using every avenue that he can get right now. Fine, music aside, family aside. Kanye is the worst person, sorry to say this, but he's the worst person to be looking at for anything at the moment.
Right.
Look at his family situation right now. His situation with his kids.
Bruh.
His state of mind.
Yeah, but Kanye gets a fruit pass, man. Kanye
Why?
made fucking diamonds are forever. Come
Why?
on. I got it from here, yeah, damn. Come on. The greatest Jay-Z verse ever, bro.
But we would say someone here has a tattoo of Kanye West lyrics on his hand.
You know what?
Yeah.
Fam,
Wow.
I don't even want to talk about America.
Can I talk about that? Let me talk about that real quick. So I'm the one who has a Kanye West lyric titled on his hand, if you hadn't realized. And the title says, "You're not perfect, but you're not your mistakes." At that time, Kanye wasn't mad. It was like, yo, you're not perfect,
was
but you're not
one
your
hand up.
mistakes.
Now,
But you know what? I can tell you, since Kanye's been spazzing out, this tattoo's been itching.
wow.
The rest of them
Wow.
are fine. This one is itching.
Let me ask you something. Do you still believe in those lyrics?
You're not perfect, but you're not your mistakes.
But yeah,
I do, yeah.
You do believe in that?
Yeah.
guys.
So despite that, despite the fact that we can cancel an artist, I'm sorry to bring this back here, his works or her works still remain solid. Like, give us a good piece of work, give us good bodies of work, things that we actually believed in. And let's take the case of R. Kelly.
Fam, I knew you was gonna say R. Kelly, bro.
Because someone else almost got cancelled recently.
Fam,
Trey Songz almost got cancelled recently.
Trey Songz.
Well, I don't know about Trey.
Let's talk about fucking
Let's
Trey
talk
Songz.
about Trey
But
Songz, bro.
let me talk about R. Kelly first of all. First of all, yesterday I was testing out some speakers here, and one of my favorite songs. But do I say one of my favorite ways
Can I
songs?
stick my kid in your ignition?
One of my favorite songs to test out speakers is the R. Kelly remix for Tony Braxton. How Many Ways? Because the beat on the bass line on that is nuts. Like
Yeah.
boom, bruh. Imagine me going onto Spotify and playing that. And you know, R. Kelly used to be on the original version, right?
Yeah.
And R. Kelly's like, "Come tell me how many ways do you love me?" They took his vocal off, bro.
Are you
They've
for real?
taken his vocal
Yo,
off.
they don't play, bro.
It's just Tony Braxton. The beat's the same.
They
R.
don't
Kelly's
play, bro.
vocal is gone,
Someone sat down to edit that, bro.
bruh.
Ah, one time
They went back
studio
into the
real quick.
studio and took off the.
Take that nigga off.
Come tell me how many ways.
But you know what? Trey Songz is another one in the making.
what did Trey do?
So Trey Songz, apparently he smashes like badass chicks out here. Like
Yeah.
some are hookers, hoes, all of
Mad.
that. You know what I mean? I mean, he's entitled. So apparently he'll be in the hotel room. He'll invite you over and tell you, you know, not your typical kind of groupie thing where chicks come, smash, boom, bounce. He wants you there all damn day and night. As long as he's not got a flight to catch, he invites you over. And if you're out there like, hey, let me leave, he held one woman's bag with her phone and everything over the
Yeah.
balcony. He was like, yo, you can't go nowhere, right? So man's just smashing them back to back.
The question I would ask is this a repeated thing or is this he did it once?
Repetition, right?
How do we know?
There's two chicks on a podcast who are talking about it.
I knew you'd bring that up.
Yeah.
I knew
They
you'd bring
said
that up, bro.
Bro, And now the most interesting bit is this chick said at some point, Trey was like, hey, let's go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
So, right, he's wanking over her. He proceeds to like bust all over her face, her boobs and everything, and then takes a piss on her.
On her?
Yeah.
In the bathtub.
In the bathtub.
Oh,
then this chick is like,
no.
Then this chick is like, oh no. Yo,
Do you know what?
imagine what Trey Songz said. Trey Songz said, you'll be okay. You know that?
Fam,
You'll be alright.
You'll be alright.
Let me tell you, right?
Jesus.
When you were just telling that story a minute ago, and you were like, he busted up all over her face. My mind was like, so?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it happens.
That's all right.
Until you added the
That
piss.
shit's good moisturizer.
When you added the piss, now I have a
I was
problem
just
with
like,
that.
ugh.
And funny thing, Kiki Palmer on an interview a while back on the Breakfast Club, she was talking about the same things, and she wasn't really clear. There was something that had happened between her and Trey Songz, and she wasn't trying to paint a bad picture of him, but at the same time, she was trying to show people that there could be something that you guys are not seeing. And the fact that she's a black woman talking about it might be
Right.
different from when a white babe or a light-skinned babe comes out and says something similar, then everybody goes like, oh, fine, we need to take him to court, Me Too movement and all that. So I'm torn in between, because I believe Kiki Palmer had a story to tell, but she didn't really tell it. But now the fact that we're getting these other stories right now paints a different picture of Trey Songz.
I just want to say in the immortal words of Riley from the Boondocks. Can you believe it? If I was going to quote somebody, I see piss, I run.
Yeah, I know, right? But yo, she was in the bathtub though. You know what's crazy? Randomly today while we were doing the show, someone, you know how guys write columns to the Daily Nation? And this was actually the Daily Nation. So someone had taken like a screen grab. And there's, you know, those random pictures they get, stock pictures they get off the internet. And he's a man holding a woman, and they're like dancing or something.
Right.
And then there's a woman who's looking at them from a distance. And the headline was, how do I make sure that my side chick loves me? I was just like, okay.
Wow.
And you know, it's actually something you could think about.
Fam, like,
I've never thought of that, bro.
Like when I read the first stanza, right? So this man has a side chick, but he's trying to know, how can I know that 100% she loves me?
Why
That's
is
in the
that? Why is that
Daily Nation
information
in a paper?
Why is that information important
in a
to him?
Kenyan daily?
He already has a main chick. He should be worried whether the main chick loves him, not the side chick.
People are getting stabbed left, right, and center every single day.
Love, bro.
I'm trying to think about that. I'm trying to think about, I mean, it depends. Well, I reckon that's true. Because if you think about it, in the immortal words of Cranium,
Yeah.
Cranium says that the wife always has the brains and the side chick is better looking. But let's put that into reality. Many men who have side chicks have women who offer them something they're not getting from their wife, right?
The 80-20 rule.
Yeah, whatever that is.
Okay.
Yeah. So, if it's an emotional connection, as a man, I guess you want her to love you, because for you to unburden yourself to her, you want a level of confidentiality. And you think the confidentiality will remain with someone who loves you, you know. If it's just a smash and there's no emotional connect, then she can be blabbing off. Like when you say, oh, you know, and my wife won't do this. Like you want someone to empathize, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, there's so many ways to look at that.
But it goes back to my original point. And in the wise words,
Or not immortal anymore.
But
in the wise words of every African man, who is it to say that the Western definition of marriage is the correct definition of marriage?
I don't see it being 100% right.
I was gonna say, I don't see the figure out.
But you know what's interesting? All of us probably have been at that point, or you know someone who did it, or one of your boys came and is just like, fam, you know what? I love this woman that I'm with, but I fucked up. As in, you unlocked a different level of boom.
But bro,
What?
I maintain to you.
No,
we've
as
had
in you're like,
no.
bro.
We've had this conversation before.
Wait a minute. What?
I'm telling you, fam. I don't believe that there is this sacred level of punani that makes you forget everything, fam. Listen,
And everyone
no,
needs to exclaim.
no. Listen, let me. Can I explain?
Everyone needs to exclaim. Like,
Let me explain. There's sex, there's good sex, there's amazing sex. I get all of that, right? But fam, as a man, if you have your family and you've got your stability, you've got your wife, what the hell is it?
Life changing, bro. Life
Okay,
changing.
Gandhi, how many men have said fuck the kids, fuck the family? You've had stories of men who went and were just like, bro, listen, my son will understand.
Fam. Jesus Christ. But bro, that was never on the base. That was always on the basis of this man growing into his situation with that woman. It's not like the way how you make it sound. You make it sound like, let's say you meet you cheapo this chick, right, from a club.
Yeah.
From Karura.
Karura, and you were wearing your mask. But anyway, you guys make it sound like you're gonna go and the sex is gonna be so mind blowing that you're gonna leave your wife and your kids. It ain't like that in the movies.
But what I'm saying is this, and in reality, why at the beginning of this I said a man will be like, I fucked up, because they literally got a forbidden fruit, something that tasted way better, something they haven't had. It ends up becoming a repetitive thing.
Yes.
So you're going back.
But that forbidden fruit is offering just more than punani. You can't tell me that this chick she doesn't read the Wall Street Journal. She doesn't watch Sky News. She's not across public affairs. She's not a great financial manager, but she has some bomb ass pussy. And you're going to leave everything for it. There has to be another connect.
Bruh,
there has to be.
You will write a letter to your family and tell them this is not water under the bridge.
Bruh, I reckon it's not always black and white like that, G.
You know, G.
But maybe because we haven't been there, me and you.
How many fathers have left families?
Yes,
practically.
Yes,
how many women?
Bro, they've left families, right? But they haven't left families just for pum pum.
Bro, pum pum's a start. The other day I was watching one of these videos.
You're proving his point right, bro.
You know, I was watching one of these videos where, they just go randomly on the street and guys were saying, has your woman ever been stolen? And they were just talking to like random guys on the street. And he was like, yeah, bro, the watchman passed with my shorty. Like, I'd married her and clearly I was never home and the security guard was there. I mean, man in the gate. And man in
punani.
Yeah.
But what I'm but that's not my point.
That's the title of the podcast.
So basically, I'm saying to you, so basically the woman left the kid because of dick, and you're saying the man can leave the woman because of punani.
Yeah.
Nah.
Bro, let's do a survey. Ask people on this podcast.
In the comments.
Here. Yes.
Get into the comments. By the way, subscribe. And all of bro, by the way, can I just big up everyone who listens to the podcast? Because, let me tell you, I don't know what we did last month, but last month, the numbers were just ridiculous. Like, as in, I'm a numbers guy, yeah? And I looked at it this morning before we came to do this, and I'm like, what the hell? I'll tell you guys off the mic. Something major happened this month, bro. But what I'm trying to say, write in the comments, and also go and subscribe to the podcast on YouTube. It's on my YouTube page, G Money. So we need to get 1,000 people on it, and then we'll be able to stream live as we record the podcast.
Well, that'll be dope.
Oh, what?
So please go and find the G Money page. Please subscribe.
Tell your friends.
We've got about 800 people so far. So if we get like 200 more, then we'll be able to stream live as we do the podcast.
Yeah.
But anyway, ask guys in the comments. I don't think that's a story. It starts with pum pum or whatever, but eventually it morphs into something else. There's a movie, by the way, an old school movie. I don't know if you guys ever watched Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor, called Harlem Nights.
No, I haven't watched
and
it.
there's this woman, she has like hoes and prostitutes, and they're trying to get some information out of this particular detective. So she sends over her best prostitute. By the time the guy smashes the chick, When the chick goes into the bathroom, yo, he calls his wife. He goes, "Hi, honey. Yeah, how the kids? Yeah, I'm never coming home."
What?
That movie's a classic.
I'm gonna watch
Harlem
it.
Nights,
Yeah.
Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy.
That's a classic right there. Richard Pryor is actually in another movie where
Bruh.
he stars as a blind guy.
Do you know what I respect about Richard Pryor as a comedian? He put himself out there, fam. He talked about his cocaine addiction. He talked about being burnt alive because of freebasing. Everything, fam.
Yo, he's
He's that guy, man.
Yo,
for real.
But
I
also
hate to
another
be that
thing
guy.
about-
I really need to pick this call.
Okay.
Is it your mom?
No, it's not my mom.
Is he a girl?
I wish I had one.
Oh, I was talking about Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
Richard Pryor, when you think about all them guys who've been stand-up comedians, bro, easily the greatest. Why? His stuff is timeless.
Yeah. Oh
what
my
he spoke
God.
about in the 80s and right now when you watch Kevin Hart and all of them,
Yeah.
bro, timeless.
Funny guy,
It's
man.
like Eddie Murphy when you think about Eddie Murphy and his red jacket when he
Yeah.
was doing stand-up comedy.
Bruh. Do you know what?
Yeah.
Fam? When you watch like TV from those ages, like I watched this thing. I was watching this documentary on Justin Fashanu. He was the first black £1 million footballer in the UK, and his first openly gay footballer in the UK as well. Black guy. He killed himself actually years ago. Fam. So they had clips of comedy programs from that era, right? Bro, do you know, like in the TV on the 70s in the UK, there's a program called something it's called. But some black guys walk into a pub and a white guy says to him, "We don't want your sort here. This is our local. We've been drinking here since you were swinging on trees." Bro,
Wow.
bro, that was on TV
Wow.
in the UK in the 70s,
Jesus.
bro.
Oh, you were watching that show?
Now, I was watching the documentary, and
Yeah.
they had a clip because they were trying to highlight how much of a different society it was
Yeah.
back in the day.
I'm glad that you mentioned that. Yesterday, all over Twitter, we actually have to talk about this. So, Sauti Soul, much respect to them.
Oh, wow.
They have a concert this weekend. It's actually tomorrow. It's the 22nd.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah,
I
Sunday.
think Saturday
Yeah,
or something.
22nd.
Sound like that. So anyway, they've grown as a group in so many ways, right? So it was Bien, Savara, Chimano.
Link up,
There was
yeah.
a picture,
There's a picture, yeah.
and they all had their other halves.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
apparently Chimano was with
Chimano with
First of all, who knows what the context of that picture was? First of all,
that's the thing. But did you see the comments?
yeah, I read all
Yeah.
of them.
Oh my God.
Guys are just hating.
Well, you
Because
see-
Chimano has a different sexual orientation from what guys would generally.
From what?
You know.
From according to Twitter.
Yeah.
Yes.
But what I would say is this: is like, I wish that young people in the 254 could become as animated about shit that really matters.
True.
Like, I wish that we could look at all of the shit that happens in society, all the stuff we go through on a daily basis, the lack of governance, the corruption, and be as animated as that. You know what I'm saying?
Because for me, I just looked at it. Some guys were like, "Oh, I will never listen to Sauti Soul." Some other guys are like, "Imagine Chimano with his deep voice." I'm like,
Fam,
fuck,
fam.
bro."
Here's the thing.
Jeez.
If you listen to Burna Boy's album, which is on schedule to be a top 10 album in the States, top 5 album in the UK, when you look at the writing credits, do you see any of these people on Twitter
Oh hell no,
who have got all of these comments?
nah.
End of
But
the day.
the question that I have, and it's something that we also asked when we were in uni, doing journalism. For example, you're watching news, yeah? Very serious story, very serious story. And something off happens, like a fly passes through the screen.
Bro, I know where you're going with this.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
I'm going to tell you the God's honest truth. Do you know why I stopped watching news? I have not watched news in this country for maybe 7 years. There was some massive corruption thing going on one of these times. And there were, in between two serious stories, there was a story about people who were eating elephants. Like an elephant had died, the guy had cut off the elephant's foot, and I said to myself, don't these editors ever learn about a thing called a running order?
Yeah.
Or contrast in creating a bulletin?
Yeah.
Or whatever. And I said to myself, this is a Mickey Mouse thing. And that's what I will also say about Twitter is that you have to understand that you may be the public figure. But there's a million people out there who have subscribed to 25 MB a day for 7 bob. who the highlight of their day, and this is no disrespect to anybody who subscribes to that. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But the highlight of their day is getting involved in a national discourse that leads to nowhere.
Yeah.
That's one
Because
thing.
at the same time this morning, when you, after spending all of your time discussing Chimano, this morning when you woke up, did you have a job? Did you have water in your estate? Did your estate have power?
Did you have a significant other?
Did you? Huh?
You know,
No, it's
here's the
something
thing.
random. Yeah.
Let's also get back to the point, because I want to address the fact that there's a lot of double standards in everything to do with sexual orientation. So most of those guys who are out there bashing Chimano because of that picture, and for like you said, we don't know what the story is or what. Why is it that people will be so quick to talk about guys with this sexual orientation, but when it comes to women who like other women, they're okay with it?
But that's always been double standard, though. That's always been double standard.
But you see,
like
it's 2020, fam. You get
Still,
what I mean?
fam.
you can't legislate, fam. Let me tell you, and I've said this before, maybe on radio. I'm the oldest one on the podcast, so let's go again with the age shit, right? When I was young, when I was growing up in the UK, right, they had a thing that they had to implement called the Race Relations Act. And basically that outlawed or quantified how you deal with people of other races, or how the races are supposed to live in the UK. So I could not rent you this house because you're black or you're Indian or you're Irish or whatever.
Yeah.
I can't call you a nigger or a this or a that. I can't be anti-Semitic. And it becomes enshrined in law, right? Fam, that was probably in the 80s, right? Or whatever, right? You can run a legislation. You can't change a generation's mindset in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So whereas now there's a generation of people in the UK who are dying out who thought it was cool to call someone a nigger or call someone from Pakistan a Paki or whatever. This new set who are coming up now, you would hope that the 18 and 15 and 20-year-olds know that you can't do that. So the mindset that you refer to is not something that's going to change,
Of course.
overnight. And it's the same thing in Jamaica, it's the same thing in the UK, but it eventually will change, because as we develop and as we evolve, fam, the only thing that has any value in any of our lives at this moment is time. And eventually you're going to realize, I don't have the time to be negative.
Yeah.
I don't have the time to be. There are people who's going to look back at 2020 and say, shit, I can't believe that I was that person. And if you want an example of this, how many people have been caught out because of shit that they tweeted 5 years ago, 10 years ago?
Yeah.
People evolve and people are changing, and people will change, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The reason I keep on looking behind me is because this podcast is long, bruv.
How long have we been on?
It's long enough. Long enough.
Long enough. We wrap it up, or
So I want us to tell guys to look out for. One thing I want to talk about before we move on. Fam, the last podcast we did, the one where we had
I wanted us to debrief, bro. Go ahead.
the one where we had to say 5 things
Yeah.
about each other that we like. Fam, I watched it again on YouTube today. That shit is mad uncomfortable.
Why?
It's uncomfortable as fuck.
People love that, bro.
Yo,
People
guys,
love that.
Guys have been sending me DMs. They're like, "Oh my god, we love the fact that you guys are so emotional and
Yo.
everything."
Fam, someone said to me today, they were like, 3 men telling each other how they feel, what the things they like about each other in the room is mad awkward viewing. If you haven't watched it, maybe you've listened to the podcast, but if you haven't watched it, jump onto the YouTube page and have a look. I watched it today. I cringed, bruv.
You know what? I'd love to say thank you, God, because on that particular day, I got like a bit of a cough in the morning, sinuses kind of thing.
This guy.
Because
Excuses.
I don't think I'd have been comfortable enough recording that particular episode with you lot looking at me in my eyes and everything. G, why are you looking away now?
No, bro, I'm looking at you, bro. I'm looking at you, bro.
Like Andy with his book.
I just think it's
saying,
time.
Oh my God.
I wish we
this
did
is
it today in
this
fact.
is- let me tell you, that was that open the ground and swallow me. I'd have gone into your neighbors downstairs. Buji, hello.
So,
hi.
so what
We're
you guys are
watching
saying?
Titanic? Okay.
What you guys are saying is you can't look another man in his eyes and tell him something that you like about him.
Bruh, hold on. I got a text today from Venant.
Big
I
up
got a text Venant, who has the podcast Extra Time. It's an amazing football podcast. And he goes, men cannot take compliments. Hold on, where's my phone? Anyway, basically, along the lines of, I had the weirdest experience in the changing room at the gym today. Men really cannot take compliments. So I said to him, what happened? He goes, I'll tell you when I see you. Right? So obviously, I guess some compliment must have been passed in the changing room. Men can't take compliments. They can't.
I really get it, because even as a guy,
Though the changing room is a weird place to give another man a compliment.
No, it's not.
Yo, fam.
Bruv,
As a
no,
man, let me tell you.
Picture this.
Fam,
You've
Shaka
been
Zulu didn't get shot for this shit until you smack in the middle of the battlefield.
No, Calvin.
Nice abs, bro.
Calvin,
you know how
imagine,
they used to dress like
bruv,
just skin?
Bruv, hear me out. Imagine you've been hitting the gym proper, yeah? And you like how your body looks like. Say we come from playing a basketball game and when the changing room shower and everything, you know. Why are you laughing? Hear me out,
No,
hear me
I'm
out.
listening to you,
And
bro.
then I look at you and I'm like, Calvin, you know what? You chisel up nice, bruv.
Listen, Andy, there's rules to this. If your
Says
boy,
who?
shout out first and foremost, masculinity Saturday is a fucking thing. That shit kills me. Yo, have you seen that hashtag?
Yeah.
Every Saturday. But if you're complimenting your boy who's been working out, bro, from the knee down, okay? And
I like your quads.
chest is okay. Stomach, you can tell your boy, yo, your stomach's gotten bigger. But you telling him, yo, I'm seeing how the formation, the six pack. Now that shit's uncomfortable.
Oh, so you'd be quick to tell your friend or your mate that hey, you're becoming a bit chubby, your stomach's becoming bigger, but you can't tell him that, yo, bro, your six pack is coming through nice, bro.
You and I have been fucking gymming, you've been bench pressing and anything. I'm like, fam, I saw your ass 5 months ago. It wasn't looking as
It's
good
nice
as it
and
is.
tight now.
Like, it's fucking tight. That shit's uncomfortable.
No, because I've been working on my glutes, bruv. I've been doing squats and that.
That's why there's nothing like glute day at the gym. See what I'm saying?
Once again, man them who's listening to the podcast, write in the comments, is it okay to compliment another brother on his
I
physique?
like your glutes, man.
There's no, you can't. Fam, that shit's uncomfortable. Like even your trainer will be like, okay, good form. Those kind of things. Oh, hell no.
How do you know you're making good progress, bro, if someone doesn't mention something?
No, just, yeah, I mean, you know your body. It's like a car. You know when it's due for service. You can tell. It's a thing. I mean.
And it was at this moment that we realized that Calvin, despite all of his liberal thinking, was a real African man. Listen, this has been The Mics Are Open. Myself, G Money.
And Young.
Big C.
All right, look out for us on YouTube, follow the channel, and make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Peace.
Yeah, me no frost, no intro. But as I talk my mind, Panawana. Well, you me know.